Welcome to this special lesson on a unique and practical problem-solving technique using mindfulness. This method works by allowing your intuitive problem-solving abilities to come to the forefront. It's almost like letting your environment, the world, or space around you speak to you, letting it take you by the hand and lead you to the solution or hidden aspects of the problem you're considering. First, start by downloading this worksheet, which is called the Mindful Problem Solving worksheet under the resources for this lesson. We're going to use this while we go through the exercise. Once you've downloaded it, let's begin by you selecting a specific problem to focus on. It might be what to do about a situation at work or in life, weighing up two different options that you're considering for something, a way forward with a specific relationship, project, inspiration about where to take a project that you're working on, or anything of this sort. So please pause this video while you consider what your problem or issue is that you would like to work on and get more inspiration or clarity. And then, once you've downloaded the worksheet and you found your question, write down the question or the decision or the problem at the top of the paper in the green block. And to help illustrate the technique, I'll consider my own question and take you through the steps with me. So my question that I'll be working on, and as an example to discuss with you as we go, is how do I make this course better for you as a participant? So that's my question that I'm considering, and I'll share with you how my process works as we go through it. So now I want you to just get present within your body. For a moment, close your eyes and breathe deeply. Feel your breath moving into your lungs and into every cell of your body. Breathe out any tension or anxiety that you might be feeling as you exhale. Just observe your breath wherever it's easiest for you to observe it in your body, wherever you feel it most clearly. So it might be in your mouth, your nose, your lungs, your solar plexus, or the rise and fall of your abdomen. Just breathe in and out now with simple awareness. I know I'm breathing in. I know I'm breathing out. And every time that you notice that your mind is popping plans or judgments or comment into this space of simple mindful breathing, just simply let it go and begin again. We'll breathe this way for a minute or so. I know I'm breathing in. I know I'm breathing out. I know I'm breathing in. I know I'm breathing out. I know I'm breathing in. I know I'm breathing out. Now, without opening your eyes, just set the intention that you would like clarity, inspiration, or a solution towards your problem. And silently state your problem that you want to focus on, the one that you wrote on your worksheet. So for instance, I would say, I need inspiration towards making this course better for you, the participants. Once you've stated your intention, take another 3 breaths mindfully. I know I'm breathing in. I know I'm breathing out. I know I'm breathing in.
I know I'm breathing out. I know I'm breathing in. I know I'm breathing out. Now slowly open your eyes. Look at your environment, the space around you, as if you're seeing it for the first time. It doesn't matter where the space is. But as you look around, choose one object within the space that's drawing your attention more than any of the others. It could be anything. Just see which object is calling to you. Which one are you noticing more? Which one is more vivid? Have you found your object? In my case, it's a calendar on the wall with what looks like Oriental artwork, which includes birds, blossoms, and a boat of some sort. So once you found your object, really take a look at it, as if you're seeing it for the very first time. As if I might ask you to draw it from memory in the next step. I'm not going to do it, but that's the quality of attention that you should be giving this object. Because this object is now becoming your doorway into your own intuition. So really look at it, noting all the details. Now take your worksheet and in the first block, this one, write down some of the physical characteristics of the object. These could include what shape it is, what color, what texture, what it's made of, what size it is, and so forth. Please pause the video now while you do it. So in my case, the texture is distinctly Oriental. It reminds me of those beautifully decorated hand fans that you get that are made out of rice paper. The shape of it is rectangular. There are two wooden supports, one at the top, one at the bottom. And the images on it are of spring blossoms, which are red and pink and white in color, with two birds sitting in the branches. There's a building on a mountain top in the distance and some Korean symbols, as well as a boat. And so this is what I write on my worksheet. Have you noted all of your characteristics? If you haven't, pause the video now until you have completed this step and are ready to continue. Next, we're going to look at what meaning you can assign or associate with each of these characteristics and the object itself. So let me give you some examples. In my case, rectangular is a very normal, common shape for a calendar. But the texture of the calendar is not the usual paper calendar texture. There's a depth to the texture that is unexpected. And it also has this distinct beginning and ending with the wood. The colors are interesting. So there's a mixture of the white or light pink blossoms, and then there's more reddish ones that's interspersed. And there are two birds, Oriental magpies, and they're both engaging with the contents of the picture. They're present and engaged. They've been caught in action. The sea below is blue, with fishing or harvesting of resources taking place, and the boat is being steered in a direction. So it's a journey being depicted. And in the distance is the building or shrine that might represent the end goal on the horizon. So if I'm looking at what other meanings I can associate with these elements, I Googled some of these key concepts. And so I found the following. In South Korea, the cherry blossoms are considered symbols of beauty and purity. And for 2 weeks in March every year, the country turns a delightful shade of pink when millions of cherry trees bloom. It's called Biotcot, and it's a much anticipated event involving friends and families walking or picnicking under the trees. Supermarkets stock up on cherry blossom flavored snacks months in advance. The blossoms appear in their eagerly awaited perfect moment, and the festivities last for days and includes parties, concerts, a cherry blossom marathon in one of these cities. And the short-lived life of the blossoms reminds me of the transient nature of life and even the transient nature of each individual moment. And the Buddha's belief in fully experiencing the moment, which is the basis of mindfulness. So looking at the symbolism, there are aspects of making an event a celebration, being fully immersed in that perfect moment, which comes to my mind as I consider these meanings in relation to my question, which is about this course. So this is a long explanation of the symbolism that I get from my object, but yours can be shorter. It could even be longer. So now go do yours, going into as much detail as you want. Do a bit of Google research by looking into the symbolism of some of the aspects or the object itself and see what resonates and catches your attention. So pause the video now while you do this. Finished? So having made a list of the physical characteristics and the symbolism that you can get from your object that you put in this block, let's move on to the story aspect step. The question we ask here is, what stories are you reminded of when you look at this object of yours? Put it a different way, if this object appeared in a story or a TV series somewhere, what story would it remind you of? What role would or did it play? What story does it tell? So to give you an example of mine, the story my calendar reminds me of is a story I once heard about magpies, the birds that are on the calendar. So there was this English vicar in the 19th century apparently that said one of his servants explained to him that the magpie was the only bird not to enter Noah's Ark. It preferred to sit outside, chattering and swearing in the pouring rain. So within that story that I'm reminded of, there's something about not going with the normal, accepted, expected way, but to sort of follow your own way. And in Korea, they also believe that magpies deliver good news and invite good people into your life. So now it's your turn. Think about what story your object reminds you of, and then write down a few keywords about what stories association you could make with your object. They go right here in this block. You can pause the video while you do this. Are you done? Then let's continue. Looking at your object, for your next step, please evaluate the emotions it makes you feel as you look at it. Write down a few words that stand out for you. My emotions would be intrigue, appreciation of artistic balance, and recognition of beauty. Another question to consider in this category. Chris, I'm just repeating because I stumbled. So you can just start again from another question. Another question to consider in this category is if your object had a consciousness or awareness, what emotion do you think it would be feeling? So thinking about that, I think my calendar might feel strange or displaced because it's so far from home, and the scene being depicted in the painting. In itself, it signifies the adventure of going places where you haven't been and being open to ending up in unexpected but beautiful places. So pause the video now while you consider these two questions for yourself. What emotions does this object make you feel? And what emotions do you think this object is feeling? Ready for the next step? Now we put it all together. Start from the top and consider each keyword that you wrote on your worksheet in relation to the problem or issue that you're inquiring about. So tap into your intuitive senses on how that word or concept might be an indication for you to consider as an aspect of the problem needing attention or as a solution towards solving it. Again, let me use my question as an example. Using this process, what stood out for me on my question was the need to make sure that the course offered unexpectedly rich textures in the middle, but that it also had a solid beginning and end. The symbolism spoke about the journey into the moment and making the harvesting of resources easier for you, the course goer. The engagement of the magpies and the celebratory aspects of the moment being depicted in the picture is also an important signpost for the development of this course, and it's part of what we would like to achieve for you. The emotional aspects I tuned into spoke to me about the need to keep you intrigued, to balance all the elements beautifully, and for me to be open to the creation process leading me to unexpected places. And you know that moment when the blossoms ripen? Confirmed for me that I was right to include the aspects of ancient Greek concepts of time, kairos and chronos, within the course structure. All of this I got just from following this process. Now it's your turn. So start from the top and consider each keyword you wrote on your worksheet in relation to the problem or issue you're inquiring about. Pause the video while you complete this exercise for yourself. Have you finished? Now go to the assignment tab and answer the questions posed there, and then submit an account of your problem-solving exercise there. I will take a look at your process and the conclusions that you reached, and also give you some coaching feedback to help you refine it. Lastly, let's recap the method. There's a downloadable PDF with the recap that is available under the lesson resources as well. So let's recap the method. A downloadable PDF with the recap is available under the lesson resources. You sit quietly and ground yourself into the moment with your eyes closed. Get clear on the problem or issue that you would like a solution on, or more information on your next step or aspects around it that you should be aware of. Then open your eyes and see which object draws your attention and really look at it. Note the physical characteristics, the shape, size, texture, color, form, etc. Next, look at the symbolism of the object itself and the symbolism of the various physical characteristics that you noted. Google them if necessary. What story does this object remind you of? And what emotions do you feel when you look at the object? And what emotions do you feel this object would feel if it could feel an emotion? Somewhere within these answers, within the symbolism, within the story aspects or the emotions, lie the solution, the deeper aspects, or the next step regarding the problem or issue that you were investigating. Now remember to go to the assignment tab and to submit a recap of your process and the conclusions that you reached for some more insight, feedback, coaching, and practical tips from me. This is your assignment for this course. So go and do that now, and I'll see you in the next lesson.